Hey guys, welcome to another one of our reviews. I'm the Worm, this is the Proton. Today we're going to do another juice review of which we did receive free of charge, but it will not affect our review in any way, shape or form. We got these from e-smokeless.co.uk, or if you're using a mobile tablet and that, you can use the same site but just .net at the end. So big thanks to John for sending these down, and yeah.
Indeed. Right, what we're doing today is RY5 from e-smokeless.co.uk. This is from the premium range or the HS range. Hangsen called it their premium range. So yeah, we're going to delve into that. We're going to delve in straight away.
Yeah.
We've got this in 3 strengths, guys, just to check for consistency. Basically, which is how we've been doing all of our e-smokeless reviews recently. John sends through varying strengths. We've got a 12, an 18 and a 24. Unlike the others, guys, these haven't got colour-coded tops or the needle nose bottles, but they do have they have got that bottle still, so you can get it in and amongst all that small business.
We're going to start with the 24. This is on a M6 dripper. Got it from Fast Tech. It's running, we don't know what, but it's 3 wraps of 30 gauge. So
it's about a 1 ohm coil on an M6 on a GU clone. There you go. What was that with 24?
24 we're starting with. We're going to start big and go down. Okay. It'll probably help us out a little bit.
Maybe. Yeah, a few nitty gritty particulars, guys. 450 for 15ml, 650 for 30ml, and the 30ml delivered for £1. So still £7.50 for 30ml of juice if that's what you want to get. Lovely stuff. PG-VG ratio, we don't know. Over 70% PG, between 70 and 80. It varies between blend, and I imagine it will vary between strength of blend as well, depending on what they've set it up to be. Obviously they want to make it consistent, and they do what they have to do to make it so. But if you're sensitive to high PG juices, these are going to be higher PG juices. Be aware of that.
24mg of the RY5 is it's strong. The nicotine is punching me in the throat. It's probably going to be over sensing my flavours a little bit, but it's definitely a tobacco. Very, I wouldn't say strong sweetness, but it's definitely like just below medium sweetness, I'd say. And it comes through nice, the sweetness, but it is very strong on tobacco. I mean, I'm kind of getting immune to the tobaccos now. They're not like killing me like they used to. We've been doing a lot of tobacco juice reviews, and yeah, it seems to be dulling my senses to them really, because it's not overly that bad for tobacco. I mean, it's definitely tobacco, and it's not something that I personally would vape, but it's not bad for tobacco. It's I'd say it's more towards your stronger, like drums, rolling tobacco sort of thing, in strength of the tobacco and this one.
For me, it's definitely a 24mg strength juice. Right, RY5. For those of you who don't know, RY 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are basically meant to be a tobacco with a sweetness or a caramel-like sweetness behind it. The higher the number, the sweeter it is. It's definitely a tobacco. It's definitely more of a cigarette tobacco than it is a rolling tobacco, if that makes any sense whatsoever. There is a sweetness there, but it's not super sweet. It's kind of, the tobacco takes away from the sweetness. I think the sweetness just helps emphasise that tobacco slightly, but you can tell it's slightly sweet on the tongue. The tobacco itself, it tastes like a very strong cigarette to me. It tastes something like a Marlboro Red or something like that. It's like sort of a very strong cigarette or dry rolling tobacco.
I'm getting kind of a drum sort of taste to it.
So I'm not getting the moistness that you get from drum.
No, but if you dried it out, it's kind of the same taste of a drum rolling tobacco or the Reds. It
is a fairly strong tobacco. We are dripping these, guys, so bear that in mind. Obviously, we're going to be getting more intense flavour than you would if you're using something like a clear miser or a carton miser. But yeah, I'm getting quite an intense tobacco flavour with a bit of sweetness in there. For me, on this 24, a big throat hit. If you're used to 24s, it's going to be something you're used to. Your throat hit will be registered at the same level, but I've been vaping nothing but 8s and 6s for about 2 weeks, and that is hurting. But yeah, if you're used to 24s, you'll be fine.
I'm kind of immune to throat hit.
You are such a wrong un.
I don't know what's going on, guys. I'm really sorry, but don't get me wrong, I can feel the nicotine hit on my throat, but it's not powering me in the throat. It's just I can feel it.
It's not the worst throat hit I've ever had by any stretch of the imagination, but it's definitely, I'm getting a kick. So there we go. What we're moving on to now, shall I, you can have a flap.
Go on the 18s.
Is this 18?
Yeah, did you do the price?
Yes.
Yeah, because obviously the price has gone up slightly, guys, for the premium range, which is 50p. It's nothing.
Still cheap
juice. It's good Hangsen juice. It is what it is. It's not bad for its price, and a quid delivered still. You can't go wrong, can you, for 30ml? So you're looking at like what, $7.50 all in for a bottle of juice if you're running low. Emergency, get it through next day, done job. It's not, and the delivery service from John is actually really good. So as long as you get it in before the actual time limit is, you're guaranteed it pretty much the next day. So
yeah, John does make a big deal about getting these out as quick as possible, and he always gets them there quick. Jesus. That for me is exactly the same as a 24. Slightly sweeter on this. I'm not getting as much of that nicotine now. I'm not getting anywhere near as bad a throat hit. But the flavour in itself is the same. I'd say that the actual cigarette flavour is actually slightly milder in this one compared to the 24. Again, I think that's something to do with the nicotine being dropped because it's less on my throat and more in my mouth now. But it's definitely sort of caramel sweetness, tastes like a tobacco.
Yeah, it's definitely the same tobacco. It's just, I think the sweetness is coming through a little bit more because you're not getting a nicotine hit on your throat, so you feel the sweetness a little bit more, which is better in my opinion because it's more what I would think of an RY4 being. It'd be a little bit sweeter, and with the tobacco still there, because the tobacco still is prominent there, but the sweetness is kind of overlaying a niceness that's getting rid of that, what I'd call as the dirty taste you get from general tobacco vapes that I seem to get, and a lot of people out there do seem to get, which is why they stick with fruits. But this one isn't actually too bad. It's not lingering at all. I've still got a sweetness on my tongue, which is weird because it's like a sweet kind of. It is a sweet tobacco, but it's like it's more sweetness than the tobacco I left on my tongue, so it's not bad in any kind of way. So,
indeed. What we got now? 12.
Got the 12.
These are all similarly wrapped coils, guys. They're all the same resistance. It's just the mod's changing. But
there's 2 bits of silica in there with 3 to 4 wrap of 30 gauge. So
there you go. That is what it is. Now with the premium range, all of the e-smokeless premium range are tobacco-esque flavours, apart from the HS menthol. Or I can't remember what it's called.
No.
It was something. HS. There's a menthol one. I can't remember. Sorry, John, and anyone who's watching this review. There's a menthol one in the HS. There's 6 in the range. You got
is it Storm?
Storm. You've got Delight. No, it wasn't Storm. You've got Storm and Delight. You've got
the one we can't
Impulse, and I'm pretty sure it's HS menthol. I'm like 99.7% sure. But the menthol, even still in the HS range, still seem to have a tobacco undertone. So they're all tobacco based. This HS range.
This 12 is definitely a lot easier on the old palate. Not getting anywhere near throat hit for me. It means nothing if I'm honest. But there's the sweetness is again a little bit sweeter than it was before. More, it's kind of evened out on this one. More, the sweetness and the tobacco is kind of very even on this one. It's actually it's quite nice, but unlike the 18, I'm getting more of the tobacco left on my tongue than the sweetness, which is weird because I'm getting more sweetness from it. I don't really know.
Same flavour again. I agree with the sweetness is coming through slightly more, but not much more than the 18, but definitely more than the 24. Throat hit's dropped right down now on that. It's still a little bit hitty for me because I'm used to in a high PG, but it's still low on the scale. If you used to 12, you'll be used to that throat hit. But yeah, I agree again. It's more sweet on the tongue, but I'm now getting an aftertaste of the tobacco as opposed to the sweetness left on my tongue. Worm described it before as like the ashtray taste. I'm actually getting a little bit of that from this 12. I didn't from the 18 and the 24. So, but I think that is just what the tobacco tastes like when it's left on your tongue. We do out of 10s for what it's supposed to taste like. 2 out of 10s in fact. 1 for whether it's true to the name or whether it's true to its description, and then 1 of our personal take on the flavour. Obviously doing 3 strengths, we've got kind of 3 marks I guess. But we'll go with them. You want to hit first?
Yeah, I'm gonna. For what it's meant to taste like, they all taste like a sweetened or caramelised slightly tobacco, and once they all taste like it, just depending on the nicotine strength, you're going to get more of a nicotine hit than you are on the other, so the sweetness may dull down slightly, but it's not going to, you kind of expect it with a higher nicotine strength. So what it's meant to taste like, I think they're all 10s. They are all true to their name, they're all 10s.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, they are true to the name. They do taste like a caramelised tobacco. And guys, you've got to bear in mind that we're doing 12, 18, 24 in one sitting. If you're buying, you're going to be buying what strength you desire. So you're going to be buying 18, you're going to be buying a 12, you're going to be buying a 24. You're going to be used to vaping those liquids. So you're probably not going to get the harshness of the 24 that we do get, or the 18 even, to some extent even a 12. You may pick up on things differently as to we do. We've always said these reviews are totally subjective.
Yeah. For me personally, the 24 is just too strong for me. I mean, I'm not a 24 vapor. I started on 24, but I'm now down to like between 12 and 6. I kind of bounce around that sort of mark. I do occasionally go to an 18, but not very often. So the 24, it's okay. I mean, it is true to its name, like we say. I mean, for me, 7. I mean, that's not bad because I normally give tobacco vapes like 5 at best. And for this one, it's not too bad. I mean, it is about 7, but it's just too strong for me. The 18, I think the 18 would be perfect for a night out, for me personally, because it's the strength that I would want when I'm drinking. It doesn't leave me that tobacco taste in my mouth, it gives me more of the sweetness, so it'd probably be my preferred strength in this range because I'm not getting that ashtray taste afterwards. So yeah, the 18 and 8, and the 12, because it's like my actual nicotine strength that I actually vape, is, for me, I don't know, it just comes through, the tobacco taste that comes through afterwards. For some reason it's coming through on the 12 a little bit more than it is on the others, on the aftertaste. I'm going to have to give that one a 6.
For me, the 24, personally, right now, 5. If I was drinking, probably a 9. Okay, the 24 would be what I was after if I was drinking. I like to be punched when I'm drinking, usually because I'm too pissed to feel it. On the 18, for me, the 18 is my preferred out of these 3. I think the flavour carries nicely with that amount of nicotine. I think it's balanced well with that amount of nicotine. So I'm going to give that an 8. And for the 12, I'm going to give it a 7. It's actually not a bad vape, but we're not tobacco vapors. We've said this from the start. It's very rare we vape tobacco, usually only when we're drinking, in which case I'll have that 18 or 24. But the flavour lives up to what it's supposed to and it tastes like it's meant to.
Yeah, so if you're going for your strength, buy in your strength and you'll probably like it at your strength.
Indeed. Right guys, we're pretty much done here. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Mr. Proton. This has been The Worm.
See you soon.